Hi everybody, Golden Era Bookworm here. Today I'd like to share with you a couple of books that I've just received in the mail, again from Karl Coyne, my good friend and author of Vince's Secret Locker, available on his website www.vincessecretlocker.com. Anyway, these books are collectibles because Karl Coyne himself was, and probably still is, a collector. Really nice hardcover here of Further Brawn, written by Stuart McRobert, and also signed by the great author Stuart McRobert. He's a really nice guy. I've chatted with him several times. And I'll just break down the book for you briefly, having just had a quick little peek at it. Besides giving an introduction and the deception and dishonesty in modern bodybuilding, be it that most of them use anabolic steroids. That's the first 50 pages. After that, as the book states in the very beginning, over 230 questions and answers are found within this book on how to build muscle and mind. And the questions that are answered are kind of looked at in several topics. So we've got training, of which you have 100 pages worth of questions and answers there. Exercise form and selection for another 50 pages or so. Questions on nutrition, and then other topics. And finally he breaks the success formula down, which is abbreviated training until you have sufficient strength and you've built up your recuperative powers to truly try and tackle more higher volume workout routines. So I really like the breakdown of this book, and I'll just quickly show you some of the pages here. So you can see that when we turn to training, the questions begin, and he breaks down each question with a proper answer. As you can see, there's all these questions that are answered in this book. It's a great book, and at least the reviews are great for it. I have to obviously read it myself and give you a review in the end. It's about 300 pages long. I always enjoy Stuart McRobert's books because I think it's no bull, it's straight to the point, and excellent information, especially for beginners, novice trainers, hard gainers, people that have no idea about how to truly build up a physique. I think Brawn and all the series beyond Brawn, Further Brawn, etc. All these books, Hard Gainer, the magazine written by Stuart McRobert, all of these fantastic sources of information. I highly recommend reading anything from Stuart McRobert. He's an excellent author. And it definitely got me on the right track, that's for sure. All right, another book I want to talk about, and this one I have to admit I'm really excited about. It's from 1979, written by David Webster, Bodybuilding, an Illustrated History. It's a bit, the jacket is a bit in tatters, unfortunately, but who cares? The information here is fantastic. The breakdown of the contents, it's going to be hard for you to read, but it goes through the history of bodybuilding. The early days in Europe and America. There's chapters on Bernard McFadden, who I've recently touched on with his great book, Vital Power, or something like that. Eugene Sandow, of course, the first physique contests, and then basically how it continued on from there, all the way from the Bronze era into the Silver era and the more modern Golden era and modern era of today, known as the New Era. So I thought, for my fans, for my people that love looking at these old books, it's the first time I'm actually looking at the books, so you're looking at it with me. And what can I say? It starts off with the Farnese Hercules. It's a great start there. And the history of bodybuilding is given. So you've got statues here from the Roman and Greek periods. The black years, I'm not sure what that means, but really interesting is actually, believe it or not, Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo's contributions to physical culture history are given here. Their initial writings on it. the first writings even on physical culture and bodybuilding, and the first instructional, I guess, material on it. I know that these pictures come from a book from the 1500s, where a lot of the material from the Greek and the Roman gladiator training was studied and written up in a book, and I forgot the author's name, but it is one of the first books that I'm aware of, and I actually got a digital copy of it, and it was written in Latin, so I can't understand it either, but it's one of the very first proper physical culture books from the 1500s, and it really just goes to show how far back physical culture really goes in history. Like it is as old as time itself, right? Then we start on the physical educators, strongmen in Europe. There is Professor Attila. I've never actually seen this photo of Professor Attila before. Edmund Desmanet, legendary in physical culture history. Hippolyte Triad, I think his name is, as well, in his gym. And here everyone is performing the light dumbbell system. I have to admit, after doing those light dumbbell system videos, I did cop a little bit of hate from some people, calling me a fake and all that. Well, I'm not the fake, and if you're going to complain to me, you may as well complain to all these pioneers who actually talked about the light dumbbell system, and it's in recorded history that thousands of people trained this way. So, you know, direct your hate elsewhere. I don't really care for it. Here we have some before and after shots of the light dumbbell system. Obviously, you know, some great gains there made by this particular athlete here. Yeah, it goes through some odd lifts of the past, like teeth lifting. This guy's lifting 400 pounds, for example. And the kind of physiques that were achievable with the light dumbbell system back then. Pretty impressive, very impressive. As I mentioned earlier, chapters on Bernard McFadden and Eugene Sandow. I mean, this book, I could probably do a whole year's worth of videos on the history of bodybuilding based on this book. It's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, that's a famous photo of Sandow holding up a horse. Well, not a photo, a cartoon of him. It goes through, of course, the first competitions. As you can imagine, that's the original Eugene Sandow first prize for the Sandow's Physique contest back whenever it was, over 100 years ago. You know, stories on George Hackenschmidt, you know, the IFBB, Alan Calvert, we've got here. Yeah, I mean, everyone's here. George F. Jowett, the works, everyone. I mean, there's Bobby Pandur. This is the, oh, that's the famous Schmidt machine. I've never seen a photo of that. That's the first time I ever see that. And even the evolution of the barbell and the dumbbell. That's crazy, right? That's Felice Napoli, the teacher of Professor Attila. And yes, the gurus of the past. We've got Sig Klein there, Alan Mead. These are just the who's who of physical culture history. It's fantastic, this book. It's really awesome. Yeah, I just can't wait to read this one. This is going to be awesome. And yeah. Even Sean Connery's. For those of you that didn't know, here's Sean Connery, who competed in the Mr. Universe, believe it or not. I think he competed against Vince Gironda. Yeah, I mean, it's just fantastic. This whole history, this book of history. Reg Park, Steve Reeves. Everyone's in here, of course. George Eifferman, Dellinger, Leo Robert, Bill Pearl, Ed Theriault. Here we have the rise of the IFBB. Nubray, Colombo, Arnold, Corney, Eder, Colbert, Scott, Oliva, and Sipes, Poole, Draper, Wayne, Arnold, of course, Roger Walker from Australia, Zane. I mean, everything's here. This is a great, great book. We have Beckles, Coe, Ferrigno, Mensah, Waller, Robinson. It's the who's who, literally. It's fantastic. And yeah, oh yeah, there's a section here on Indian yoga and bodybuilding, which is a really interesting topic. It's something I've been meaning to also explore myself. Yeah, in the Far East, Egypt, Asia. Yeah, it's all here. It's fantastic. Waiter, Hoffman, everyone's here. So yeah, fantastic book. And can't wait to read it. It's what, well over 100 pages for sure, yeah, 150 pages on the full history of bodybuilding. And yeah, hope you've enjoyed this sneak peek at these new hardcover books sent to me from my good friend Karl Coyne. Thanks, Karl. Excellent books. And yeah, hope you've enjoyed watching the video. If you have, please give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't to the Golden Era Bookworm. Leave me a comment and thank you for watching. If you'd like to support my work and so I can get more cool books like this that I can share with you, please donate via PayPal or become a patron on www.patreon.com/Golden Era Bookworm. And of course, whenever I am able to scan some of these old books, I do so and provide them on my website www.goldenerabookworm.com. Anyway, that's it for me. This is the Golden Era Bookworm. Hope you enjoyed the video. Bye for now.